When people talk about the skill gap in chemical logistics, what does it actually look like?
When we talk about the skills gap in chemical logistics, what we're seeing is the specialized roles. What we need is someone who has technical knowledge, safety awareness, and the hands-on experience. And so what we're seeing is these skilled workers retiring faster than new talent coming in. And that's why I do get excited about talking about the apprenticeship program, because we are building our talent within. We're opening doors.
Meet Cristal Munoz. She is a people and values business partner at TALKE USA, helping build workforce development programs in Baytown that turn promising talent into specialists.
We're wanting someone who doesn't have experience. That's the whole reason why we did the apprenticeship program, is that we have this mindset that we are wanting to have people come in, no experience, and we're willing to give them all the training, all the tools that they need to succeed. We don't just look at the resume. We see the personality that they have, if they're asking questions, how they receive feedback. That's what matters the most, right? Because technical skills can be taught, but it's the willingness to learn, or even the curiosity, that can't be taught. I've been to so many high schools, talking to students, seeing where they're at, where their mindset's at, and just spreading awareness about this apprenticeship program. I don't think a lot of people know about it. It's something new. It's not really talked about.
Young people in Baytown that have not spent a thought about working in chemical logistics, what would you tell them about what opportunities there are in the chemical logistics field and what kind of career advancements they can actually make it happen?
So for the young people in Baytown, I would say
you might have the best equipment and the most advanced facility money can buy. But without people who know chemical logistics, it won't make a difference. However, nobody walks into a chemical plant on day one knowing everything they are doing. Hazmat handling and warehouse management, for example, are incredibly demanding responsibilities, and mastery requires time on the floor with more experienced workers. The problem is, those experienced workers are also hard to find. Companies that build a talent pipeline are set up for success, but how do they do it? Pull up a chair, let's talk about it. Today, we are focusing on a topic that ties together everything we have discussed so far: the people who make the operations work. In chemical logistics, technology and equipment often get the spotlight. However, the companies that succeed over time are those ones that also invest in their people. This field requires both technical skills and good judgment, and the way a company develops those abilities in its workforce says a lot about how they'll perform when it counts. Cristal Munoz is the people and values business partner at TALKE USA. She's on the ground in Baytown, building the workforce development programs that turn promising talent into specialists. Welcome to Talk About, Cristal. Let's get into it. When people talk about the skill gap in chemical logistics, what does it actually look like? What positions are the hardest to fill?
Yeah, so the hardest positions to fill is the operators, the forklift operators, logistics coordinators, any role that supports the movement of our chemical products. So I would say that. And like how we mentioned before, we are seeing, people that are retiring faster than new talent coming in. And that's why I do get excited about talking about the apprenticeship program, because we are building our talent within.
It definitely makes sense to look into the shrinking candidate pool. What steps is TALKE taking to opening up the access to more applicants?
So we're spreading the word, right? We are doing different outreaches. We're going out in our community. I've been to so many high schools, talking to students, seeing where they're at, where their mindset's at, and just spreading awareness about this apprenticeship program. I don't think a lot of people know about it, right? It's something new. It's not really talked about. And one thing for sure is just giving the people the opportunity that we have this going on and seeing if they're willing to take it or not.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Earlier you mentioned the apprenticeship program. So can you talk us through what TALKE's approach is to training and the apprenticeship when you hire someone with basically little to no experience, but with potential? How does that approach look like?
So that's exactly what we're wanting. We're wanting someone who doesn't have experience. I think that's the whole reason why we did the apprenticeship program, is that we have this mindset that we are wanting to have people come in, no experience, and we're willing to give them all the training, all the tools that they need to succeed.
Okay, so now talking about training and the skills, and you said, that basically the skills can be trained. What makes training for chemical logistics and in-plant services so different from general warehousing?
So when I think about a general warehouse, I think about it that it's indoors, right? Closed doors. They probably have AC. Our warehousing is different. The biggest difference is the environment, right? We have our products outside in the yard. We're running 24/7. We have employees who are working in the rain, heat, cold. They're going through all the elements and everything in between. And I'm not saying that we have our apprentices out in the yard, but we want them to understand how our operations work and what everyone brings to the table, right?
It was a very good insight in some parts of the operation.
Yeah.
We talked about storing materials outside. There's also departments that work inside. We have also obviously a large department that is our trucking division with folks. They work basically on their own all day long out on the road. And I think all these areas, they bring their own specific needs to adjust training. How does your department support with these different approaches?
We do have one-on-ones with the apprentices, with all of our apprentices. We build that connection, that relationship with them. I think that's important. When you care about your people would take care of the business. And so we have our apprentices going through different departments, rotating, exposing them to the entire operations. And we're there alongside, making sure that they're good, making sure that the mentors are good, and just building that relationship and letting them know, like, hey, we're here to support you, and figuring out how they can actually retain this information too, because that's really important. But we are different from our general warehouse. That's your typical warehouse where it's indoors, and then we're just a little bit different. 24/7 operations in the environment.
Yeah, absolutely. On the training side, how much of the training is about specific technical skills compared to, say, critical thinking and decision making?
So it goes hand in hand, right? But it all ties back to not just looking at the resume, like seeing the type of person that they are and seeing if they have it within them to ask the questions and about the feedback and all that stuff, because that's really what's going to matter.
Absolutely. We touched on the apprenticeship program now a couple of times. So I understand TALKE is not doing it on their own. TALKE has launched an apprenticeship program together with Lee College in Baytown. What gaps is that intended to fill, and what does it look like?
So we did partner up with Lee College. They've been great. We already started our apprenticeship program. It started back in January. And so we partnered up with Lee, and they've been so supportive with the whole process. They actually build relations with their students too. So they're doing check-ins as well. But with Lee College, you get 2 certificates. You have the option of getting one in business and one in logistics. And so they've been really helpful with that. They are doing the classroom experience where they teach you about it, and then we do the hands-on.
Okay, that sounds like a great partnership.
Yeah, this is a good combination.
Absolutely. So for, let's say, young people in Baytown that have not spent a thought about working in chemical logistics, what would you tell them about what opportunities there are in the chemical logistics field, and what kind of career advancements they can actually make it happen?
So for the young people in Baytown, I would say don't count yourself out of an industry you don't know about.
A lot of people, they grow up talking about being in careers in the healthcare, business, law, and what they don't know is that there's so many career opportunities in logistics and what we're doing right now. And I can tell you a little bit about my background. I have an embarrassing fact. I almost didn't graduate high school. I was a horrible student. And after I graduated, I wanted to become a veterinarian. And so I worked at the animal shelter, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Having your lunch at an animal shelter is not pleasant, wasn't at all. And what really pushed me to the edge was the operating room. I'm not into, anything that has to do with the medical field. And then after that, I went into sales for the oil and gas, and I realized I don't like sales either.
Okay.
Shortly after that, I found my career in HR, and I built myself up to it, and I invested a lot of money in my education. And what I like about the apprenticeship program is we are giving this opportunity to people who don't even need experience, right? And the pay rate's good. I mean, the pay rate's at $16.83, no experience. And I always joke around with students when I talk to them and I tell them, I don't know how much Chick-fil-A's offering, but I know they're not offering $16.83. And so, I mean, I just get excited about it because I wish I had this opportunity whenever I was younger. And it wasn't until my mid-20s when I started actually doing what I love and working my way towards it. And with TALKE doing an apprenticeship program, we are investing in people in their education. So that's another thing that they don't have to worry about. And when I was doing the tours around Baytown high schools, that's one of the things that I realized is that some of the students were stressing out financially because of, their background or their parents or their financials. So just spreading the word and letting them know, we're willing to invest in you. I know you were an apprentice too, right? So
Yeah.
You had your journey.
Absolutely.
And now look at you. What's your title again?
Nice that you're building this into our nice conversation. But thank you very much for sharing your personal story. It's a very good insight. You spoke about touring local high schools. Can you tell us more on how you're getting the word out to the young people here in the area that the apprenticeship program is available to them?
Yeah, so going to schools, talking to people, just spreading the word that we have an apprenticeship program to come visit our site. We have different opportunities. And just spreading the knowledge actually is what I'm working on, and just letting them know what we have going on.
Let's switch gear a little bit and talk about retention and culture. One thing to get people into the door, but then keeping people inside an organization seems to be a challenge. What does TALKE do different?
So retention starts with people feeling valued. So it is really important to build relationships with your people to make them feel respected, that we care for them, which we truly do. And that's one of the things that I love about TALKE is that they genuinely care for their people. And like how I mentioned before, you take care of your people, the people will take care of your business. So that we really do invest our time in building those relationships and having the one-on-ones with our apprentices and with anyone here in the company. I think we really do a good job with building that relationship.
Awesome. Talking about engagement, can you describe a little bit more in detail how the engagement from your perspective look like? How often do you talk with people? How much time do you spend directly with our workforce?
Every day, every minute that I'm on site, at home, after hours, on the weekends, which I don't mind it at all, honestly. I love the group that I'm in. I love working on site. I love working with the people, getting to know them, the different backgrounds. Everybody has a story, and just being a part of it and even helping them out. Like, honestly, it's truly rewarding for me to do that. And with the apprentices too, we currently have 2. We're working our way up to getting more. But even like getting to know them and there is an age gap, right? We do have apprentices that are fresh out of high school, and just getting to know like where their mindset is or teaching them things. I think it's really rewarding when you're getting to know the apprentices and they don't know certain things, and you being a mentor, it could change their lives.
Absolutely. That can be really rewarding.
It can. The outcome of it.
Absolutely. Let's take a different perspective, right? So if you put yourself into the chair of a customer, what do you think a customer should look for in the workforce of a service provider?
I would encourage manufacturers to ask questions about training, employee development, safety programs, and retention. And so one of the questions could be like, how are employees being prepared for their roles, right? That's really important. What opportunities
may they have to continue to learn and grow.
From your perspective, what is TALKE doing different in that space? When customer engages in a conversation, where is TALKE able to position themselves as a differentiator in that workforce point of view?
I honestly think my honest opinion is I've worked with other companies, oil and gas, and I think what TALKE does different is that they generally care for their people, right? They invest in their people. They build relationships. It feels like a family. And I think that's so rare to have or to be a part of. And so even the thoughts of doing an apprenticeship program, like, wow, like we're doing that. We're building a program and we're making it available to everyone here in the community, in the Baytown community. I think that's amazing itself. And a lot of companies don't do that. So, that's what I think about TALKE. I just think it's amazing. I'm very lucky and blessed to be a part of this organization and to change people's lives. And so I'm just so grateful for it.
That's really great. Before we switch to the next topic, we spoke a lot about the apprenticeship program, but TALKE has also other workforce development programs. Can you just give us a very high level flavor on how that looks like?
So we do have different programs going on. We have the forklift operator program that is actually starting next week. We have the CDL program going on too. We just have so many different programs within TALKE USA. And it gives the employees here the opportunity to change their career if they want to, So once they come in, they can do they never thought of, right? We've been doing a lot of internal promotions. We're building our people within, not just with the apprenticeship program, but just with our employees itself. They walk in and they're forklift operators and then they are part of the CDL program. And just TALKE itself investing in these different programs and in our people, like that just shows a lot, because I promise you there's not that many companies out there doing what we're doing. And so it takes a group, it takes a team, and we're here to do it all.
That sounds really like the place to be. Thank you very much, Cristal, for talking with me today and providing me such a deep insight into people and value within TALKE here in Baytown. If listeners want to connect with you and would like to learn more about careers within TALKE, where do they need to go?
So they can go to the TALKE website in our careers page. They can connect with us on LinkedIn. And if they want to talk to me, if we have students out there or parents or job seekers or anyone, they can reach me directly at my work phone number, which is 713-903-0667.
Awesome. Well, if you want to work and chat with Cristal, just give her a call. If you're in Baytown, we'd love to connect in person. Reach out at info.talke.com/podcast to set that up. If you're not in Baytown, we put together something special for you. We have developed a free visibility checklist with 10 questions to ask any logistics provider before you sign. It takes about 5 minutes, and it will tell you real quick whether your current partner can actually see what's happening with your shipments. Anyone can download it for free now at info.talke.com/podcast. Until next time, I'm your host, Alexander Boehm. Thanks for joining the TALKE BOUT Podcast.